Hi, this is JP Morgan, and today I've got with me back
Trisha Zen.
Trisha has done great stop motion for the Slam lens, got a great download. We're going to take a look today at frame rate.
Yep.
And what that means in stop motion.
Let's get started.
Let's see what we can do.
We're gonna start by taking a frame with the scene empty.
Okay.
And so we'll take our first frame. If I was doing 10, we'd animate it in bigger chunks.
Okay.
And since we're doing it in 24, we're gonna actually just move it in tiny increments. We're actually gonna have the shadow of the car precede the car. I like to do this in all my videos. If an object is entering the scene, the shadow precedes the object. So the object doesn't just appear, there's like a natural transition of 1 or 2 frames. So you know it's coming.
So when people ask the question, what are we using software-wise? What are you using?
Dragon Frame is the software that we're using to shoot this animation. It takes the image from the camera and moves it over to the computer so we can see really big what it is we're filming.
Then it gives you a ghost of the last frame. See, I can see it on the computer right now.
So what I like to do when I am creating a scene that is paper, I like to give it some depth. So I really like to use these wooden blocks, and with double stick tape, I will just tape them to the piece of paper. And that way, this is kind of like a sturdy singular piece that I can move, and I don't have to worry about the blocks falling off or having to move the block and then move the car. It actually just moves as one whole piece. I actually like to shoot everything, whether I'm gonna play it back at 24 or back at 10, I like to shoot everything at 10 frames per second, just so that when I watch it back, I can see flaws and errors more easily. Because if there's a change in lighting or something, sometimes it's hard to tell at 24 frames per second. But if you have it playing at 10, you can really kind of visually consider all your frames.
So let's take a look at the frame rates here and just see how they compare. See what we think.
All right, sounds good. So we shot this video intending to show it at 24 frames per second. So we shot it in smaller increments than I would normally shoot for a video like this. So this is what it looks like at 24 frames per second. It's a little fast, it's a little bit bumpy. And then when we move over here to 15 frames per second, you'll see it slow down noticeably.
Okay.
And it's still a little bumpy and it just kind of moves through the frame. And then over here at 12 frames per second, this same piece of footage, just a little bit more slow and relaxed of a pace, and it just kind of moves through the frame. And I really like the look of that. And then here at 10, it's gonna be even slower. And keep in mind, we intended for this one to be shown at 24 frames per second, but this is just the same piece of footage at these variable frame rates. But we, in addition to shooting one at 24 frames per second, we shot one that we intended to show at 10 frames per second that is also 3 seconds long. So this is what that one looks like at 10 frames per second. So you can see how there is a difference, like with a ton of frames, 10 frames per second is gonna take a long time to cross. With just kind of, 30 frames, it's gonna be faster. I mean, there are some people doing 24 and doing just like this incredible job of making these beautiful transitions and cinematic elements that just really feel good and cohesive. But I think that one of the great things about shooting at a lower frame rate is that you get a really fun look with good amount of effort.
So it's a stylistic look though. I mean, the car's a little more jumpy and just has a little more of a fun
personality.
Yeah. So I think the 10, 12, or 15 looks fabulous. It has what is really a current look right now for stop motion.
Yes.
I mean, people like that kind of fun and bouncy look, and it just feels like stop motion. What people are seeing right now.
Yes, I think that the 12 frames per second is just this really nice kind of like look and feel that it gives the car. And then here's our 10 frames per second sped up to 12.
So the 10's a little quick. The 12 is nice, actually.
Yeah.
So what I've learned about frame rate from this is that one, you kind of need to have a frame rate in mind as you animate. Because you're going to move your vehicle or your objects differently depending on how quickly you want something to be accomplished. And two, it's just a shorter frame rate. It seems a little more like a current look for stop motion. A little more, I don't know, bumpy is the word we keep using, but it's
bouncy,
a little more fun, not trying to be cinematic, and smooth, but more jovial. And
yeah, I think it takes in a lot of like the levity of the kind of media we consume right now. A lot of times when we go on different social media platforms, we're just kind of looking for something that's fun and brief and that gives us information and then we move forward. And I think that this shorter frame rate really adds itself to that kind of look and feel, that kind of contemporary stop motion feel. So I really like the shorter frame rate. What I think is really important though is that, you know, if you're gonna do an animation, maybe take some time to overshoot what you need and then you can take frames out. So if you're thinking about creating a 10-second video and you're like, I think I wanna do this at 10 frames per second, maybe shoot it at 12 or 15 so that you just have a little bit of wiggle room to take frames out and give it the look that you really want.
So Trisha has a great download over at thesunlens.com. Click on online courses and you'll see her complete stop motion download there that is gonna teach you all the things you need to know to be able to do stop motion. Updated just recently, and this piece will be a part of it. Extended version talks about all the things that she does to cut paper, to animate, all those kinds of things.
Yeah, so many great tips that I've learned over years of animating that aren't included in this YouTube video are over on that lesson.
So get over to thesunlens.com and click on online courses. Keep those cameras rolling.
And keep on clicking.